What's going on, guys? Chip here. Welcome back to another Pokemon TCG video where today I'm joined by Pedro Torres, who's coming off of a top 4 finish at the Latin America International Championships. Pedro, how you doing, man?
Yeah, fine. Hi, everyone. All fine.
Oh, let me make sure his volume is turned up good there. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, and there might be a couple hiccups here and there, guys. I am actually trying this as a live stream for the first time, so I'm live streaming this interview over on twitch.tv/trainerchip. So my chat, we might take some questions from the chat later on in the video, so stay tuned for that. If you want to catch some of these interviews live and other Pokemon TCG stuff, be sure to follow me on Twitch. But yeah, Pedro, for those who don't know, is the 2017 Oceania International Champion, top 4 at this International Championship. We've got top 8 at Europe last year. So Pedro, behind Tord, I think, is the most successful player at the International Championships, which is a pretty cool title to hold, man. How's that feel, just having such success at these large level tournaments?
I feel really good because in general I am a new player because I'm playing only since Boundaries Crossed. So it's like a lot of people are playing like a lot of years. So it's like I'm playing for only a few years and I'm doing really good. So I feel so well because I really love Pokemon. I really love the game. Yeah. So it's like you feel better when you love like Pokemon and the game that you play. So really good.
Well, congratulations, man. The success is very well deserved. And we are looking here at the Zoroark Lucario deck that you used to get top 4. A lot of interesting options here. But before we delve into the list, talk to us about the time leading up to the Latin America International Championships. What were the decks you were considering, and what led to your decision to play Zoroark Lucario for this tournament?
Okay, so I was considering always Zoroark deck because since the release of Zoroark, in my opinion, is like the best card in format. Is all the partners that you put with Zoroark is like the consistency. It's like maybe you can lose games, but with Zoroark guarantees that you can play every game. So my choice was always Zoroark. So I need to try to find a good partner for this tournament. In London, for example, I played Zoroark Basketball. Then in Sydney, I played Zoroark Lycanroc. And now I think Zoroark Lycanroc was a really good option again. But I heard that in Brazil, a lot of people play some Bulus. And with Lycanroc, maybe you can beat them, but it's hard with Lycanroc. And I don't want to repeat like Sydney deck. I want to, to change to see another perspective. And since the release of Lucario, I tried like a partner with Zoroark, and it's like Lucario gives me everything that I need to beat some decks that I struggle, like with Zoroark or Isopod, for example, because I can't one-hit KO, or the Zoroark variants, because Lucario gives you the edge to beat like every Zoroark deck, because you beat only with 1 energy. That is insane. And to KO Leles, for example, strong choice 170, relatively easy. And it's like, okay, weakness to Psychic, but normally with Zoroark deck you can beat Espeon Garb or Psychic decks because you can play only with Zoroark. So it's like the partners are really good because one covers the other in like weakness or something like that. So I really feel like Greninja decks because it's really hard to beat, but normally people don't play Greninja. So it's like, okay, if I try to avoid like Lycanroc decks, because Lycanroc is the only problem for the deck, I think. The other decks, I have at least the 50-50 match, because if I have the lead like Bridget or 1, I think I can beat everything. I enter things like Coco because against Fire deck, Bulu deck, Metal decks, you can fly flick Wamps, and then Zoroark and Lucario beats everything.
Yeah,
it's like I love the synergy because it's like one Pokemon, one energy attacker, because Zoroark attack with DC and Lucario attack with 1 strong, a ton of damage, like can beat everything in 1 hit. And in a big tournament, I really like the option to have the 1-hit KO thing, like Golisopod sometimes struggle. So because in a big tournament, the wins is really more important than in other tournaments, because a tie sometimes could be like a loss because 1 point, 0 points is more or less the same. So I want to play a deck.
Sure.
Yeah, so I want to play a deck consistent, but a little aggressive. So that's why I was between Sword Lycanroc and Sword Lucario.
Sure.
And finally, yeah, I don't want to repeat Sydney deck, so it's like, okay, let's change. Lucario seems good, Lucario seems strong, and I'm so happy with my choose, of course.
Yeah, it obviously worked out very, very well for you.
Mm.
You mentioned in that little bit right there that you were a little worried about dealing with Lycanroc as a card. It just can be like kind of tough to deal with if they can like Dangerous Rogue Lucario into Claw Slash on a Zoroark. It's like 4 prizes out of 1 Pokemon. And I think going into the tournament, people were really expecting a lot of Buzzwole Lycanroc and a lot of Zoroark Lycanroc. So did that at all like make you worried heading into the tournament? If that was a card you said you were like kind of worried about dealing with, and those are like 2 cards that were about to be pretty popular theoretically heading in. Is that something you were like worried about at all?
Yeah, of course I was worried about a little, but I was thinking like decks with Zoroark, and it's like I think there is no deck with Zoroark that you don't have auto losses or like 30-70 matchup. So it's like, okay, I can. If I, for example, I win the heads, the flip, going first is like you can, for example, bridge it, and turn 2 you can try to put your Zoroarks in field. Then Mew DC, for example, to clear a Buzzwole, you put pressure. Or, for example, normally opponent down Rockruff. If opponent don't put the energy on Rockruff, it's fine. But if opponent put the energy, if I start, I can Lele DC Guzma, for example. So with no Rockruffs, normally the matchup should be okay. So yeah, it's like, okay, I fear Lycanroc, I'm gonna face some of them. But playing well and drawing well, I think I can have at least a 40-60 matchup.
Sure.
I was thinking play, for example, Sword Gardevoir. I think Sword Gardevoir, if you set up, is like you win everything. But it's like I want to play a consistent deck, stage 1 deck, and attack with 1 energy deck. So that was my, yeah.
Sure.
Always consistency over everything, you know?
Absolutely, yeah. Consistency is definitely very good. I know when I had the discussion video leading up to the Latin America Internationals with Torres Azul and a few other, and Gustavo and Bodhi, Torres said, I'm definitely playing a Zoroark deck because this card is just too good. So
yeah, is it?
Very good card for sure. I want to ask you a couple questions before we hop into the tournament. I want to ask you about your list and kind of how you hammered out which cards were worth playing, which ones were not. One thing in here I definitely want to ask about is the Resource Management Oranguru. Why did you choose to include this card, and how useful was it throughout the weekend?
It was really bad.
Oh, really? Okay.
Right? Yeah, it's like I don't want to put Oranguru in my deck, but I was testing with Hedy Brami, a French guy. Normally I test with him like decks, and we test like a lot of hours a day. And he talked to me a lot like you need to enter Oranguru because you don't want to lose against Sylveon or against Hoopa, Mill. And I said like, but people don't play more Hoopa or Sylveon because all people play Oranguru. So it's like maybe I don't need to play it. And he said me, wow, but you know you don't want to have auto losses. And finally I said, okay, well, let's enter it. And in 14 rounds plus top 4, I only faced 1 Sylveon, so it's okay. It's like, it's worth, but for 1 round, maybe you assume the auto loss. It's like, and enter another card that should be better in general, because normally when you don't face Meal, every turn you want to attack, you know? It's like, it's hard that you retreat to resource management. So it was only for Meal decks. I faced 1, so it's okay. But in general, maybe I think if people don't play Meal, I prefer to enter another card that's maybe you will be better in other matchups, you know, more popular than Meal. But well, it's okay, it works. So
yeah, I mean, like you said, you made it to the top 4, so can't complain too much. But so did you beat that Sylveon that 1 round because of Oranguru, or how did that match?
Yeah, it's like I bridged for Oranguru and my opponent scooped like I don't want to.
Okay. Doesn't even want to deal with it. Yeah,
second game I did like 2 resources. I put Mew active. I bridged like Sorua, Oranguru. So every turn I have put DC, and it's like depends on my discard pile. I can energy drive for Righteous Beaten for 120. Or if I had like Battle of Time and Disease, I can copy with me Resource Management. So it's like I won like in 10 minutes 2 games because my opponent can't do nothing against Oranguru.
Yeah,
so,
for sure. So it paid off there. Did you use it at all outside of that one specific matchup, or was it kind of just a trade fodder card later on in the day?
Yeah, it was to trade. So I only use it to. That's this round. So
Wow,
it's like I
okay.
played like 59 cards the rest of the tournament and Oranguru against Silvio. So yeah.
Gosh. Okay, well, you know, that can happen sometimes, but obviously it worked out. You used it to win the Sylveon that one round, so that's
Yeah.
good. I want to ask you also about the Enhanced Hammer, Acerola. I think those are two kind of like more techie cards. Why
Yeah.
did you choose to include these two cards, and how were they useful?
Yeah, my deck was like 55 cards like closed. The other five was like that you I watch changing this card like the day a day and like okay, quit this, enter this, quit this, enter this. The five like final cards to enter was like Oranguru, Tapu Koko maybe, Acerola, Stretcher, and the Hammer. That was the five cards that I was changing, and the second Parachute. It was like the 5C cards that I can change for another thing, depends on the meta that I expect. I entered Coco finally because against random things like no Zoark or nor fighting things like fire or metal or Bulu, Coco is really good because one flying flip gives you the edge.
Yeah.
And the free retreat, of course. So I finally entered Coco. That's all I think is good because against deck that is not fighting or Zoark, for example, Garb decks like Trampa Garb or Espion Garb or something like that, Acerola is really good because in ability lock, if you have in the hands the Acerola, you can wait for the moment that Acerola recycle the Lucario or the Zoark and hit. So has the option to heal one Pokemon like one card that you can look for with Lele. I think it's really good because in one turn you can save like the two prices to win to the opponent. So Acerola was for sure in. Oranguru was for me for sure. And the Hammer I think is really important because against deck like Gardevoir, I didn't face Gardevoir, but maybe you face one. And decks like Lycanroc is really important because I won some games against Lycanroc because opponent put the strong in Rograph or in Lycanroc. So this turn that I can Hammer and KO the active, for example, is like opponent need one turn more to attack me, so it's my only way to win. Without Hammer, it's like auto loss for sure. But the Hammer gives me the option to try to win the match because normally people play strong, so of course.
Sure.
And finally was the Stretcher that I enter over Mewtwo because normally I never use Mewtwo. Normally when I KO with Mew, if opponent devolve me the KO with Buzzwole or Mew or Mewtwo, normally I have the Stretcher or the Double Puzzle to do it again. And I don't want another spot in the bench for Mewtwo. Normally with Mew, one Lele for sure, 2, 3 Zoark, one Lucario is like I don't have more space. So normally I never want to put a Mewtwo. And a Stretcher is more like flexibility, you know, because you can put the Lele again in one turn, or a Zoark or a Zorua that normally Buzzwole KO in turn 1. Or normally it's for Mew, you know. And because against Mew, I was testing a lot on TCG Online, and people play now the Hoopa attacking Hoopa, for example, or Sylveon with Kukui, but the Hoopa are playing the Handy War, so you can't win only with Acerola Oranguru loop, because Handy War can beat you. So with a Stretcher, you can do the same, but plus 3 cards in the deck, so it's auto win against Hoopa.
For sure.
Yeah, so it's like, okay, I like a Stretcher, so why not? Or, for example, normally you discard one Lucario in early game, another is priced. It's like have the option to have every Pokemon that you want in one turn. So that's why I play this 6 cards more or less.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, we've actually got before we hop into the tournament report, we've got a couple questions from the chat. People have a couple questions for you. One of the questions here is why no Regirock EX? Is that a card that you considered in the deck? I think, like in theory, it lets you hit 180 damage, which can be good against things like the Tapu Bulu you said, which you were a little worried about. So why no Regirock EX?
I was thinking about it, and in my mind it was like Mewtwo. It's like I don't want to put a Pokemon in my bench that is no Zoark, Lucario or Lele, because normally you need Lele yes or yes. And normally I have the edge against Golisopod Zoark and against Bulu, and I don't want to start with a grass weakness Pokemon because I have only one Flowstone. And normally the numbers are okay with one Flying Flip. So one flying flip gives you the same than Regirock. And that's fine. That's why finally I decide to not enter Regirock, because I don't want to give advantage to my grass opponent decks. Like Gorizo Potambul are so much played. I play only one Flowstone, and normally the numbers are okay to KO Leles, that are your two final prizes, like 80% of the times. So against things that like more than 170 HP, it's like one flying flip, and then KO everything, and Coco is your 7 prize attacker.
Okay, and one more question here. Why only special energies? Why did you decide to play no basic fightings, and why was strong energy super important to you?
So I was testing 2 weeks more or less the decks. Normally I test more the deck, but Lucario was released like really only 2 or 3 weeks ago. Lucario, so I had a lot of tests with the deck, and all the time I was testing like 40 CE, 3 strong, 1 basic. The 1 basic was like for Oranguru, for example, or for a Guzman Retreat, a Zorua, or Lele. And was for Churkitry. Like maybe I need 1 basic for Churkitry, because maybe a lot of Bulu players in Brazil play 1 copy of Churkitry. But after test a lot, I whiff the KO on Lele, because I draw the basic and not the strong. And it's like, I think I have more chance, or it's more normal that you KO Lele with a strong choice. It gives you more wins than maybe the basic for a Churkitry that I never face in a tournament. So that's why I finally go for the consistency again, go 4 strongs, because I KO Leles or these things easily. That maybe you need the strong to win and you draw the basic, is like, why? No, I really need the 4 strong. So I changed like 1 day ago. I said, okay, let's 4 strong. If I face 1 Churkitry, maybe I win with Oranguru, loop with Acerola. So yeah, I was really happy to play 4 strong finally.
Yeah, definitely makes sense. And one more question here. Did you find 2 Field Blower to be enough versus Garbodor decks and things like Parallel City before you got your own Parallel Cities down? Lots of Zoroark decks now are playing the 3 count of Field Blower. Did you find the 2 to be enough?
Yeah, that was my maybe 61 card that I want to play, was the 3rd Blower. I was between like all the time, okay, 3 Blower, 1 Parallel, or 2 Blower, 2 Parallel was the doubt that all my friends have. And finally I decided 2 Parallel, because I think it's too strong against every deck right now. It's like against Zoroark, if you put Parallel, you auto win the game more or less, because you Parallel, you need to discard maybe 1 Zoroark, and you with Lucario KO another Zoroark, so it's like 2 Zoroark legs in 1 turn. Against decks like Metal that need maybe Octillery, Magneson, Necrozma, a lot of things, you put Parallel, you quit his own stadium, and it's like more easy to win. Against other decks like Fire, you have to win because need 2 or 3 Volcanion, Turtonator Ho, Oranguru, Volcanion Baby. So it's like against every deck, I really want to put 1 Parallel. So I entered the 2nd Parallel City, and it was like, maybe I need the 3rd Blower, but it was like, okay, let's go. But yeah, I sometimes in some matchups I really want the 3rd Blower, but 2 is fine. 2 is fine.
2 is fine. Makes sense. Okay, well, if you want to talk us through what the first day of that tournament looked like for you, let us know what your rounds looked like. Yeah, of
course. First round was like a local player of Brazil. He played Ho Volcanion, but with the Kiaweton won both games.
Oh.
So I could bridge it, and I could win like with Tapu Koko Flying Flip twice, and then Zoroark and Lucario beat everything. And he with the Kiawe, that's so important.
Yeah.
Second round, I faced Zoroark Garbodor. That was hard because 1 game he puts the Garbotoxin, and I never hit the Field Blower like turn 3 or 4. It's like, oh, my 3rd Field Blower, why I don't play Field? But I finally, like an end to 1, end to 2, I had lucky with the draws, and I could beat him. And the other game was like I KO every Travis hit down, so it's like, okay, no Garbotoxin, because I KO the Zoroark with the Lucario, so it was a victory. Third round, I faced Tapu Bulu Vikabol. It seems okay matchup, because Lucario is better than Lycanroc in this matchup. And I played 2 Parasites, so important for Bulu too, because you put him the other side, so I discard my Leles. The opponent needs Field Blower, Choice Band, a lot of things. First game, I did a misplay. I thought that I have the Choice Band in the discard to recover with puzzles, and I had 1 in the field, another in priced. So that misplay cost me the game because I deck out, and I said, okay, I can't win because I can't KO the Lele. But I win game 2, and game 3 was like no time. Maybe I could win because if I will have more time, I think the game was better for me. But that's the time, and you can't do anything. And the misplay was mine in game 1, so it's like my fault. But tie was fine because okay, I could lost for my misplay. So I tied with Tapu Bulu Picable. Round 4 I faced Basketball Lycanroc, but I was so lucky with the draws, to be honest. I win the coin flip, and I bridged my game 1, game 3. So it's like opponent needs a lot, hits all the elixir, and sometimes it's like hard for them. I KO the Rograph, all with that he was in the field. So it's a bad matchup, but I could win. So I was 3-0-1, and I faced Joe Rutiger, the guy who reached finals in Sydney against Thor. That is his first year master, I think. He was senior last year.
Yep, that's right.
And he played so well. Game 1, it was so close. I think I had the lead all the time, but one turn he KO me I don't remember if my Lucario or Sword, and I tried twice and I whiffed the energy, and it's like I lost because you can't give one turn to Basketball Lycanroc. If you give one turn, you lost. And game 2, I think I was winning, and one turn I end to 2 to my opponent, to Joey. He has no auxiliary, and he needs Elixir Energy Choice to win. And in an end to 2, he hits Elixir Energy Choice. I said, okay, so that's the game.
Oh gosh.
Everything is like, okay. That's Pokemon.
Sometimes it just happens.
Yeah, of course. So I was 3-1-1. I need to win everything. And it was okay. I can do it, but if not, top 32, top 64 maybe it should be okay, of course. It's a big tournament, so hard always. And I faced 4 Sword decks in a row. It's like I faced round 6 Sword Lucario, and I was really prepared for the Sword decks. I test a lot Sword Lycanroc with Hedy, because Hedy played that deck and finished 9th place with Sword Lycanroc, so we did really good in the tournament. I was 4th, he was 9th with the Sword Lycanroc, and we tested a lot Sword matchups. And I went to put parallel, went to put the Bridget, what to choose in a Bridget depends on the match. So I test a lot of Sword mirrors, and it was good. It was good because I had more automatic plays in my mind and so I spent less time to think because I had more automatic plays in my mind. So Lucario, I don't remember really well the games, but I win relatively well. Like manage the resourcement, like go to the sword, put always 2 Riolus in field, because normally opponent KO 1 Riolus, so you have another to KO 1 sword. So it was fine.
Yeah.
Then I face round 7, round 8, 2 Sword Lycanroc decks. That is hard because it's Lycanroc, but is maybe 45, 55. It's like my Lucario's KO his Swords, his Lycanroc KO my Swords, and I can put Persu with Energy Drive and Lycanroc 100, because normally they need 2 turns to charge a Lycanroc, and I have the Hammer that was really important, and I can KO a Sword with 1 energy, and he needs 2 energies, and I can put Pressure with Energy Drive. Normally when you KO 1 Lycanroc, opponent needs a lot more, because need another 2 energies in Lycanroc, and the Hammer and Puzzle of Time to another Hammer was like the key to win both rounds. So I was in a winning round 9, so Angolisopod, and that was a funny thing because I was at 6-1-1, and I thought that 20 was safe. So it's like, okay, I'm gonna ID the last. I go to 28 points and should be okay to top 32. And when I saw the round, I was down paired against a guy who has 18 points. So he said me like, I need to play. And I was sad because it's like, okay, a lot of people ID to enter and I need to play. So I played, I start, he plays Sword Golisopod, I start like Riolu pass, and I say, oof, that maybe I'm out of top 32.
Oh, gosh.
And he starts Mew, and he did Malo for Bridget, I expect. And he said malo. He prepared the malo, and he said pass. And I said, sorry, Lycanroc is strong.
Oh no.
Okay, okay. I was like, okay, against you.
Dang.
Against you. He bridged, but with Sword turn 2. And I had like 2 Sword turn 2, Parasitic KO Sorua. And it was like, in 10 minutes, I win both games.
Wow.
And then, after this round, I was 7-1-1. I saw the rankings, and I saw that if I tie, I was like 34 or 35 place. So it's like the destiny. The life was saying me, you need to play the last.
Yeah.
Because if I will ID, I will like 34, 35 out of or 32. So it was a really good way to need to play the last against a down paired opponent.
Yeah.
So I was so happy.
Yeah, definitely works out, it sounds like.
Yeah. So yeah, 7-1-1. So happy because in Sydney I did the same, 7-1-1. But in Sydney I lost my 3 first rounds.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I don't want to repeat this Sydney experience. Day 2. Round 10, first of day 2, I faced Jimmy Pendarvis on a stream.
Okay.
As well Lycanroc again, but he destroyed me. It was like first game he had like 2 auxiliary turn 2. Impossible, of course. And game 2 was close, but I couldn't do enough. I couldn't do anything. He destroyed me, so it's like okay.
Yeah, when I talked to Jimmy about that game, he said, "I don't think I drew better the whole tournament than I did on stream." So,
well, I always said to my friends that if Basketball Lycanroc draws well, it's best deck in format. You can't beat this deck. So well, that's strong. The deck, and of course he plays so well. So it's like you combine play well with draw well. So he destroyed me. That's when I run that. In round 11, I faced Silvio Mill, and it was like, yes. Every bridge that I did is like, please don't Oranguru price, please don't price. Because if I had Oranguru price, maybe I go for the scoop to try to win too. Because without Oranguru, it's like auto loss, and I had Oranguru in the deck twice, so he tried like 2-3 turns every round, every game, but he has no chance. So I was 1 loss, 1 victory, so I need to win 3 at least, or 2 and 1 tie, because I won against Silvio. And I faced Necrozma Magneson, the guy who, in a stream, people say that he the clamping and these things. I think he didn't do on purpose. I think he doesn't know that is not allowed to do. That's my, I don't know, that's my point of view, because he's a good guy. Normally, don't play a lot of tournaments. It's like he's like his first or second big tournament. So I think he doesn't know. He can't, when you search the deck, like you see 3 candies and he moves. I think that maybe he doesn't know, that you can't do that. I don't know, but anyway, you need to know it,
Yeah.
But well, I faced him and was like 3 close games. Game 1, I remember, was really, really close because he GX, I had the lead. He GX me with the Dialga attack with Mew.
Ooh.
KO my, I don't know why, I don't know what, and then he 220 my Zorg, I think, or something like that with another Necrozma. It was like three prizes in a turn, and it was like, okay, I'm gonna lose. I need to end, and he has the win, but it was so close, so I was so happy because it was a really good game. Game 2 I win. And game 3 was funny because it was like 4 minutes, 3 minutes left. And I think, okay, normally the matchup is okay for me. But he put like 3 Magnets on turn 2. 1 Magnets on turn 2 every game. Game 1, game 2, game 3.
Mm-hmm.
But game 3 was like, I was shuffling a lot because it's like, okay, I want to play this 3 minutes because maybe I dunk him or something.
Yeah.
I want to try. If like, okay, I want to try because I go first. So I start like Sorua, I don't know, Riolu and pass. It's like, I'm gonna lose. It's like, no tie, I'm gonna lose. And he started Mew, Metal Energy, Sycamore.
Ooh.
And he said, I lost because he doesn't draw a basic. And he said, oh, wait, I have 6 cards in my hand. He drew the 7, Nesbo. And oh my god. Because I had like Sword DC in the hand, and it's like, okay, 1 trade. Normally you give you a basic, so 60 to Mew. But anyway, he put a Magnemite, he used Encounter for Magneson and pass. And I saw the time, it's like, okay, 2 minutes, I will go fast, and maybe I win, because he has only one Magnemite in field. So I evolve, TCE trade, I draw an Oranguru, down Oranguru, hit for 60. He put Magnemite, and my mind was like, I think I win. Well, at least tie for sure, you know? And he Rare Candy, Magneson, Energy, Sycamore, Stadium, Necrozma in the bench, retreat Magneson, Stadium, put 2 in the Necrozma, another Energy in Necrozma, GX my sword, and I was like, wait, I'm gonna lose. It was like crazy. So Magnemite and nothing more, and one turn, Sycamore, you know, and everything GX, and it was like, I saw the time again, I was like, I'm gonna lose. He's gonna kill me every turn, and I was lucky because I draw Sycamore. I bench Pokemon. I put Oranguru active. Time was called, so he can't, take 4 prizes in. Take 4 prizes in 2 turns because I have in my field it was like Oranguru, Riolu, and Suru.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my god, I tied a game that I could win. Then he drew the next ball, the second card, Then he has nothing. I put GX my sword in 1 turn. It was crazy. So yeah, I tied, and I need to win my 2 last rounds, and I faced 2 Sword Golisopod, round 13 against a Brazilian guy. Pyre City has Bridget turn 1, everything. Normally the matchup is okay because he can't one-hit KO me, and I can one-hit KO his Sword. So normally the matchup is okay for me. So I won 2-0. Last round was against Iron Rob, the guy with, I think it's American guy that won the regional with Sword Golisopod.
That's right. Yeah.
I think so.
He won Collinsville regionals earlier.
One regional, yeah. He played so well, and was like game 1 was so close. I think I won. Game 2 so close he won, and game 3 he dead draw. And it's like, I feel bad to win like this, but it's the game, and say sorry of course, but I would like to play like the game 3 like more more emotional, but he dead draw. I say sorry. That's Pokemon, and I win the round 14. So yeah, so happy like day 2 again, top 8 again. And it's like, okay, I want to face everything, but no Basketball Lycanroc, because my only 2 losses of the tournament was Basketball Lycanroc, and then the top 4 again. So it's like, I don't want to face Basketball Lycanroc, because other deck, if I draw well, I can win. It's like I have my plans in my mind, these things. So I faced top 8 Tapu Bulu Bicable. My opponent was Argentina guy. He was so nervous because it was like his first tournament, and he was playing so nervous. I tried to say to him, because we've taught the same language, Spanish language, and I tried to say to him during the game, like, don't worry, that's a game. Let's enjoy. We are in a top 8, so no matter if we win or lose, it's like, enjoy this moment. I tried to, but he was so nervous, and I always like to be a good guy when I play Pokemon, when I face people that are good guys. Because for example in Swiss, against a guy that he puts an energy, and in the second say me, oh please, can I put this energy at? And normally if don't change the game, I would like to be a good guy and say, okay, of course, don't worry, like put the energy when you want. So all the things that for me, like, more important things than winning or loss, that is, I want to make friends after every round.
Sure.
With this mentality, people said me, oh, maybe you need to be more, more strict, and I said, I'm a good guy. Normally I let people go back when you can change, and it's like, okay, in 1 second you say to me, okay, please, can I? Normally I said yes, and I win some tournaments anyway, being good guy, I don't know if I explain well, but I like to be a good guy when play.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was so nervous, but I want to say to him, no problem, relax. We need to enjoy. That's Pokemon. That's to have fun. And yeah, game 1 against Tapu Bulu Bicable. He puts Bicable turn 2. I put Parallel to myself. I Field Blow with Choice Band. I end to 2, and I KO. I don't know why. I don't know what. Something, a grooving or something. So we were like 2 prizes left each. And he needs like Field Blower, Choice Band, Grass Rare Candy, Vikavolt to 10, my Lucario. So he Sycamore.
Oh gosh.
With no Oranguru, he needs 5 out of 7 cards. He Fifth Lower, Choice Band Grass, Rare Candy Vikavolt, KO Lucario. I was like, okay, I have 3 trades, and maybe sometimes I whiff one Guzma, or I whiff, one DCE, and I have 3 trades, and you have only one Sycamore and you hit everything. Okay, it's the game. So let's go game 2.
Yeah.
So we go game 2. I KO the Grub in turn 2, after trades and Guzma. So we go game 3, and he puts 2 Grabbings turn 1. So it's like, if he puts a Vikavolt, that could be a hard time for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I was lucky because after Sycamore and Cynthia, he never puts a Vikavolt in field. So okay, finally Vikavolt bricks. Finally, because normally all my opponents push 2 Vikavolt turn 2 every game. So it's like, okay, finally in top 8, my opponent couldn't put Vikavolt turn 2 or turn 3 or turn 4 in all the game. Every grabbing he downs, I Guzma grabbing. And maybe he took 2 prizes with Bulu, but with no energy. He needs 3 turns more. So I could win, and I was so happy because, like, okay, at least I have a trophy. That's okay, because for the 4. And all people say me, okay, you're like Thor, let's go win the second. It's so hard. That is so hard, but I will try. And top 4 in stream, it was like I couldn't do nothing. I think maybe in one it was on a stream. I played against Diego, the winner, the winner. I couldn't do nothing. Maybe game 1 I could play better, but the moment that you are thinking is not the same than when you are at home, watching everything like more relaxed. So it's like maybe I could play better, but well, he plays well, of course. And game 2 I did draw, so I couldn't do nothing. But I was sad a little, of course, because like I'm really near to win my second, because it's really hard to have this opportunity again. But well, after the days pass, it's like I feel better, like it's a game, of course. So it was like a really big place. I will sign, this place before Go Brazil. If people say me, you are gonna be the 4th, I will say, yes, of course. Well, I need to. But well, I'm super happy, of course. My 3 losses, 3 basketball Lycanroc that win the event, and it was the final. So it's like maybe best deck in format, because if draw well, nothing could stop it,
Well,
so
I know it feels bad to get close and not quite get there, but getting top 4 massive tournament is still an awesome accomplishment, and you are coming away from this tournament being one of the most successful players at the international championship level, which you should also feel very good about, and I'm sure you do. So congratulations, Pedro. It's very well deserved.
Thank you very much.
Guys, I'm going to give you, who are watching live right now on Twitch, a minute. If you have any questions to ask Pedro, please put them in the chat now as I kind of wrap this thing up. I'll ask him a couple more questions. But just looking back at the tournament and looking back at the list, if you could sit down for round 1 of the Brazilian International Championship again, do you think you would change anything in your list?
I think I will change. That was a change that I was thinking about it. And then I didn't do it. That I think I could okay, I accept the auto loss against Mills, but I think we can quit the Oranguru. If I face Mill, I lost, or I try to tie it at least, and try to quit another thing. I don't know which card could be. Maybe Stretcher, but I like a Stretcher. Maybe between Parasity, Stretcher, Acerola, one of these cards, Oranguru. Maybe for the shaming and counter energy, that I think it grows for me the matchup at least at 40 or 45, because with Malo, Zoar traits, 1 price attacker, and it's my only bad matchup in my opinion after test a lot the deck. So shaming counter energy could be good, because normally people can't put another Lycanroc charged in the same turn. So yeah, I think with Oranguru and another thing for shaming counter, but the rest of the list I think I feel really good with it.
Sure. Yeah, and that was actually one of the questions. Is there anything you could add to help the Buzzrock matchup? And I think you just answered it right there.
Yeah.
The Shaman counter energy combo, definitely. Just being able to knock out a Lycanroc in that one turn is super good for sure.
Yes.
Another question here is, would you consider adding another Floatstone to just give a little more maneuverability, or do you think that the one was just enough for what you needed?
Normally one is fine. Sometimes you need the second, but it's only when you have your Floatstone priced. Because normally the Floatstone is only for the combo Mallow, Floatstone, Mew, DC, normally. Or Mallow, Floatstone look very strong. And normally if you have the Floatstone priced, but maybe you change your mind. But normally one is fine because it's like one, all your Pokemon attack for 1 energy. So normally you don't want to retreat. You put DC attack or DC retreat to attack with another thing. All the deck retreat for 2 maximum, so all the deck retreat for DC. So one is fine. Yeah, one is completely fine.
Great. Well, Pedro, I do appreciate your time. Thanks for sitting down with me this evening and making this work across the 2 different time zones that we're working with here. But I'm going to give you a second here at the end of the video if you want to do any sort of shout-outs, any plugs for your social medias, for your stream, anything like that. Feel free, man. The floor is yours.
Okay, thank you. In special to Hedy Brami, my testing partner. We test like a lot of hours a day. We sometimes say we need to drop Pokemon. We test a lot. We need to be calm with this, but we can't. It's like every day is like what time you can test. So shout out to Hedy. Shout out to Borja, my best friend of Spain, that I test a lot with him too. He's like my brother, you know, like more than the game, you know. That's a really good friend. My family, of course, that always cheer at me, always helps to me, the travels and everything. And if you want, you can follow me in the social media. My Twitter is Signinchi. Well, maybe you can put it here, you know, in the
It'll be in the description, yeah, for sure.
Now I'm doing streamings. I think today I have the, you know, the next level affiliate program. So
okay, awesome. Very exciting.
So field to field. I try to have to create more content. I test a lot. I will try to do more streaming. So my Twitch channel too, since Signinchi18. My Twitter Signinchi. My Facebook Pedro Torres. If you want to follow me. Yes. So that's all. And everyone that I want to shout out, of course, and I want to thank all the people that congrats me, all the people that. I make friends in Brazil because a lot of people, you know, love me. I really appreciate this because it's like you feel better when a lot of people love you and say congrats, give you a huge, you know. So I really love the community and I really want to continue travel, and I hope that make new friends and meet new people in Ohio when I go to the new international.
For sure. Well, thank you so much, Pedro, for taking time and coming on. I'm glad we made it work, and congratulations once again, guys. Definitely make sure you check out all of those things Pedro shouted out, his Twitter, Twitch, and all that stuff. Links to all that stuff will be in the description of this video. Thanks to those of you who are watching live on Twitch right now. And if you want to see these live in the future, you can definitely follow me on Twitch as well at TrainerChip. And you can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram as well at TrainerChip. Thank you guys so much for watching. Me and Pedro are going to get out of here. And until next time, take care.
Thanks. Bye. Thanks.